I've been living in Prague for a while now, and despite the whole experience being ups and downs, I remember that I have free will. Today was no exception, so I decided to set a different mood. I was feeling inspired to go on a morning walk and bringing you along my favorite areas while sharing what has been going on in my brain, and I hope some of you can resonate with that.
I used to be such a morning person. I used to wake up at 5 a.m. just to go to the gym before work. Then something changed and I'm not sure why, honestly. Maybe I just got more depressed or winter came. Maybe. But anyway, it's currently 7:30 a.m. I decided to come to the most touristy spot in Prague. Fingers crossed, there might not be that many people. I just wanted to change the flow, you know. Sometimes when you're in a funk, maybe you just need to change the environment or just one of your habits, because it might be something that you do regularly that is actually not giving you any energy but it's draining you. Maybe it's not, maybe there is some internal work to do, but regardless, I think it's worth trying. If you start from a habit you have that you think might not serve you anymore because you are a different person every single time, maybe outgrew that habit of yours, it's time for a change. Start from the simplest thing, because they can give you a small win, and a small win get a lot done, especially if you're feeling down or just depressed, because it may give you that sense of satisfaction because you're actually achieving something. You need to start somewhere to feel better. That's my point. And sometimes it's the smallest things. I love going for solo dates. Sometimes I bring a book, sometimes I bring a journal, sometimes I bring both. Today is just me and my journal. I miss to wake up before anyone else. It's not even true because there are many people around, but it's just not as many people. Here I am at 7 a.m. in the morning, somewhere, just me, my camera, and my journal, trying to absorb the feeling of waking up early. I don't know how to explain that. If you're not an early bird, you might not understand. It's such a beautiful feeling. In the morning, I'm the most creative. I would rather wake up early than go to bed later. Concert, like classical music concert at this cathedral. Honestly, a bit underwhelming, but if you have time, manage to get some tickets, it's worth it. You know, now that I got my coffee, I really realize why I love mornings so much. It's because I like to be outside, just don't like to be around people, not all the time. So the mornings are a way for me to appreciate the surrounding without feeling overwhelmed by people. I'm trying to absorb the feeling of being alone as much as possible. Like, not lonely, because that's a different story. I almost never feel lonely. Granted, I'm not a pro, I'm still human, but I do a pretty good job at being okay with being by myself. But lately my head has been all over the place. It's just because there's a lot going on in my life at the moment. It's been just overwhelming. I've been to many social gatherings, too many for my liking, in the last 3 days. It's been wild. It's always been like home parties or something. It was mostly goodbye parties. So buys, new beginnings, bunch of friends, people in their life. It's wild how for so many people this year was a pivot year, including me, which is crazy. It's amazing. I mean, I love the energy. I love feeling like a lot of people are changing for the better, because I feel like I can do it too. The feeling I'm holding on to be honest, is I'm kind of scared of what's about to change. I mean, I'm not scared, but you know, it's something new, so you never know. So I love solo dates in the city. Also getting lost, as long as I have my phone, you know, fully charged, it's not an issue. I highly recommend it. Don't feel awkward. You cannot be as awkward as me filming in the city by yourself, so don't worry about that. But you know what? I love vlogging because I feel like I'm not alone. I'm talking to someone, which I am, just not IRL, you know. Also, let me just appreciate my nails. This is supposed to be like thermo reactive. What's called that? Should have been pink polish, and then it turns purple when it gets colder. So for example, I was having an iced coffee, and if I put my nails touching the cup, it gets very dark purple. And now I feel like I'm a bit cold. I didn't realize that my fingers are cold, so it's turning purple, and it's pretty. I was walking this morning, I was like, maybe it was not the best option, you know, in summer. It's basically hot all the time, but now it's chilly, and I am chilly. Yeah, that's my 2 cents on the story. I was feeling so self-conscious filming at the cafe, like talking at the cafe, because there was a woman sitting at the table next to me, and I didn't want to get any weird stare. When I started talking, she couldn't be less bothered. She didn't care about anything. She didn't even look in my direction. I was just like, maybe sometimes it's all in my head, you know? Maybe you too. You're too much in your head. Don't worry, people don't care about you. I'm bringing you to all my favorite places. It feels like I am with my friends showing around Prague. Remember last summer here there was a jazz concert, kind of. So what's up with this hand? Favorite cafe, but it's closed. It's about to open in like 3 minutes. Not so low-key, waking up early during summer to film and go around. I think it was one of my best decisions ever. I do not regret a single bit. Now it's like almost 10 a.m. It's starting to get really hot. The heat is hitting. I cannot function. I feel like I need to cool down a little bit. So actually these 5 minutes waiting for the cafe to open are a blessing. Just gonna have a lemonade. Lemonade is something they do very good in Prague. I don't know what they do. Listen, they have a kind of soda that it's different from, it's not Sprite and it's not sparkling water. It's not just gas and it's not sweet. I don't know how to explain that, but if you come to Prague, you have to try the homemade lemonade. Every cafe has their own version. I remember the first time I tried it, I was like, this is good. Also, the coffee I had earlier, it was delicious. I love that cafe. That one opens at, I think at 8 or something. I had the flat white as per usual. It was so good. And the lady is always nice. I go there because she was always so kind. I've been called Madame 3 times in one conversation, and it felt weird in a good way. And I remember when for the first time in Japan, because I was a customer, so they addressed me as Rosa-sama, and I was like, Sama, io? Are you talking about me? I was picking up a freaking pizza. So she calls me Madam, and she says, thank you, Madam. Was everything okay? She's an old lady. So just like, should we just be overly polite? Like, because I need to be respectful as well. So yeah, I call them Madam as well. I don't know what I'm going to this. This was just a fun story. I think I need some sugar. Let's go get our lemonade. Okay. I was reading the Creative Act, finished reading the Creative Act, and it has become one of my favorite books. I could relate to almost every single page. Like, I never felt so seen because it just explains some dynamics and some patterns, some way of thinking have the chance to read it, just read it. Even if you don't feel like you are creative, you can still get something out of it. One of the main concepts, starting a project and finishing it, because the creative act is something that has to be continuously developed in a way, not to make money out of it, not because there is a purpose. The purpose is creating. Feel the most satisfaction. Call yourself an artist when you finish a project. And I link that to the act of creating a video. That's the reason why it's important for you to post, even if no one is watching your video, or even if you feel like no one cares, because it's not for the other people growth as an artist and as a person in relation to your art and to any of your passion in general. Start and finish and then repeat again and again until you find something that it fulfills you. And it doesn't have to be one thing. Your craft change and everything is evolving, but for you to really grow, you need to share it to the world, because that's when the actual process ends. Getting an idea, getting the spark is just the beginning. You really need to put it out there to feel it, because the world needs you. I mean, that was one of the major takeaways, not the only one. This is the one I want to focus today for this morning.
At this point, I went home, I had my lunch, I had to recover from the heat. I told my roommate that the weather was pretty nice today and there were not many people around. So we decided to hang out again in the afternoon, chasing sunset. So we went to this garden that it's so beautiful. It's one of the first things I visited when I first arrived in Prague. My friend brought me here and it's absolutely beautiful. So peaceful. We could enjoy a healthy snacks and rest for a little while before heading to the main spot in the old town where we could really enjoy a beautiful view of Prague at sunset.
Not the best, not the worst. I love that there are so many beautiful parks and gardens. It's just so relaxing in the middle of the city. Every time you feel like you need to unplug or just calm down, you always have an area where you can be more in touch with nature and just, I don't know, think about whatever is going on in your life and get some clarity. What is this?
Pretty good about the day I spent. I think the morning walk really set the mood for the whole day, and I was trying to fight against any form of self-sabotage during the day. Just stay true to myself, following the intention that I had set in the morning, which was changing the flow in any way. And believe it or not, it worked. I hold on to this feeling for a while, for a couple of days after, and it motivated me, and I kept going. Slowly but surely, my mindset got better. I hope some of you can be inspired by is, do what is accessible to you. If you set the intention of changing how you feel and act according to it, for sure there is something you can do to get better. Thank you for watching, good luck, and see you next time.